Yes!
For our first, and maybe only, news of the week, the young Turks have been on a progressive holy crusade, a never-ending search to find a white male, gun-loving Republican, Donald Trump supporter, right-wing American terrorist that's evil and killed a bunch of people. They've been on this crusade, on this search for years, and they're not gonna fucking give up!
So buckle up, because this gets pretty dark.
Today, a social services center in San Bernardino, California was the target of up to 3 terrorists, between 1 and 3 armed gunmen.
It's not the Muslims, it's not the Muslims, it's not the Muslims. It's the mass shootings, day in, day out. You want to be scared of something? Be scared of something rational. The mass shooters. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. Oh, why? Because the NRA greases some politicians. Fuck the NRA! How dare you, man? You know who's next? You're next!
The massacre in San Bernardino was an act of foreign-inspired terrorism. Saeed Farouk and his wife, Tashfeen Malik, opened fire.
What Syrian refugees do we have in the country? What terrorist attacks have they done here? None.
Malik took to her Facebook page to pledge her allegiance to ISIS in Syria.
As we were doing the show live yesterday, we had no names, we had no motive. Today, we're a little bit more sure. Not a little bit, a lot more sure. It looks like it was an attack from radical Muslims, okay? So we can conclude that and move on. 14 dead and 21 injured.
Historically black church in Mississippi was set on fire. It also had "Vote Trump" spray painted on it in big letters.
Well, it could be a Democrat, it could be a liberal, you don't know.
Could be
you
a
don't
liberal.
know. Imagine a Muslim goes in, has a manifesto. I did this for Islam and Allah, and I'd like to murder white people.
The post ends on a chilling note. By Allah, I am willing to kill 1 billion infidels in retribution for a single disabled Muslim.
Do you think we'd ever hear the end of it?
Authorities are still a long way from knowing what motivated Artan to attack his fellow students.
No, this is the last you'll ever hear of this. So, mainstream media, I don't know how much they covered it today, but they're done with it.
Tonight, a member of the very church that was burned down is in custody. 45-year-old Andrew McClinton is himself an African American. As for the investigation, state officials don't think politics played a role.
He wrote "Vote Trump," yet they think it might not have been political.
Yes.
Now, that's weird.
First of all, the officials are the ones who came out and said that this is not politically motivated. Okay.
But it doesn't make it any better that it was a parishioner. You could argue that it makes it worse.
No, it makes it, yeah. I mean, look.
A manhunt is currently underway to find a killer who attacked seemingly at random a family and murdering 7-year-old Jasmine Barnes. The gunman has been described as a bearded white man in his 40s.
And so this is terrorism. And we don't know why he did it.
These are babies. The gun laws in Texas are garbage. The gun culture in Texas is absolute trash.
You got to get rid of the guns. You just have to. But they're, oh my God, don't touch my gun, don't touch my gun. It's a substitute for my penis. I got it. Now that girl is dead, and tomorrow there'll be new girls dead.
Prosecutors say 24-year-old Larry Woodruff is the gunman who shot and killed 7-year-old Jasmine Barnes.
Shaun King does wonderful work in this area and has offered a $35,000 reward for whoever can name the individual.
As a mother of 3 young children, Haley Cantrell was shaken by the murder of Jasmine Barnes, but never did she think her uncle would be dragged into it. Activist Shaun King, with 1 million followers, spread it even farther, writing, quote, "We've had 20 people call or email us and say he is a racist, violent, expletive, and always has been. Just tell me everything you know."
So let me explain that in greater detail and then tell you who broke the case. Well, I'll tell you that right now. It was Shaun King. Every right-winger in the country should be thanking Shaun King and going, my God, I was wrong about him.
Haley says the threats like this one,
I heard someone is gonna rape, torture, and murder the women and children in your family,
have been constant. Shaun King did not respond to repeated requests for comment.
And now to our coverage. So some are saying, well, you guys reported that it was a white guy. Yeah, that's because 4 witnesses in the family reported that it was a white guy. Sometimes the news develops and a story that you thought was going in one direction goes in a different direction. You report on the first day, you reported it also on the second day. Oh my God.
For all the idiots out there who pretend like they care about the Armenian genocide, you guys care about the genocide of the Rohingya Muslims? You care about what's happening to the Yemeni children right now? Do they care about that? No. Do you know how many tweets I got? About like, oh, so you said that it was a white guy. What happened? I was on vacation, that's what happened. They're not watching this. They don't care what the facts are. They don't care whether we're fair. They don't care about any of it, which is why I hate addressing them. They're hateful, bigoted losers. So let's move on and cover the news that matters.
He rammed a school bus filled with kids, and then there were witnesses who said he was shouting Allahu Akbar. And it is apparently an act of terrorism, as the mayor declared it. So, majority of the terrorist attacks in America are from white supremacists or right-wingers. Right now, Rohingya Muslims are being massacred in Myanmar. I don't care what stupid right-wingers think. Their tiny little minds, all they think of is he black, is he white, is he Muslim, is he not Muslim? Okay, you're a Neanderthal, I can't help you, piss off. You're stupid and unsophisticated. And if they think that it's like a intellectual exercise to just scream Muslim and then walk away and think that they're smart, I'm not gonna let them get away with it because it's getting us killed. We have to be smarter than that.
You go down the list of every single transgression on a macro scale, and what do you have? You have white right-wingers, white right-wingers.
Protests at UC Berkeley erupted in violence after some masked individuals threw what appeared to be fireworks and started a fire on campus. Apparently there was a professional troll scheduled to speak on campus. I have a policy of not naming this individual.
Milo Yiannopoulos. Milo Yiannopoulos. Milo Yiannopoulos.
He purposely goes to very liberal college campuses and says that he's gonna give a speech, and usually it leads to protests. You like free speech, right? Then why can't you handle protesters?
Nobody knows who those mass agitators are. The authorities don't know, the cops don't know. So if you're saying they're Berkeley students, you don't know that at all, and everyone in the media that said that should immediately retract it. Could the right wing come in masked? Could it be 4chan guys who come in to cause trouble so that they can then turn around and do exactly what they did today? Oh, we gotta take away the funding from Berkeley. I mean, they're teaching science over there, where they're teaching facts. Ugh, we hate facts. The right wing hates facts.
No.
What a convenient rice stock fire we just had. All they can do is put on stupid little masks and troll away. And now they've got the king troll in the White House.
Yes.
Donald J. Troll. And now they're all trolling together with an objective of destroying public education.
I went on 4chan's forums and I found some stuff, but that's pretty,
Really?
yeah, I did.
As if Republicans weren't putting out awkward pictures of themselves drinking beer after Kavanaugh warmed his way to the bench.
Oh my goodness, you are right.
That's right. That's a great
That
point.
was horrifying too.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, another day, another terrorist bombing. 31 killed, 230 injured. Now, it is enormously likely that this is related to the capture of Salah Abdeslam, who apparently was the person who organized the Paris attacks, where over 130 people died. And so that was near the Louis metro station. Obviously, Brussels airport at Zaventem was attacked. And
What?
諦めんなお前どうしてそこでやめるんだそこでもう少し頑張ってみろよダメ諦めたら周りのこと思えよ応援してる人たちのこと思ってみろってあともうちょっとのところなんだから俺だってこのマイナス10度のところしじみが取れるって頑張ってんだよ絶対やってみろ必ず目標達成できるだからこそ
Tonight, harrowing new details about that hate-filled terror attack on two mosques in New Zealand.
At least 50 people dead.
The deadliest mass shooting in New Zealand history. An apparent anti-immigration, anti-Muslim manifesto.
The Prime Minister vowing that following the tragedy, the country's gun laws will change.
The main suspect, blurred here under New Zealand law, but identified by US and Australian sources as 28-year-old Brenton Tarrant.
Making a gesture while in handcuffs often used by white supremacists.
Week after week, year after year, Muslim terrorist attack after Muslim terrorist attack. Shaun King withstood the great pain of being wrong about this shit for years, just for this one moment. He never gave up, and his search is finally done. He found a right-wing terrorist. And believe me, he's gonna put it to good use.
Late last night, a white supremacist perpetrated the most devastating mass shooting in New Zealand.
I'm not shy about it. Do I hold Donald Trump partly responsible? Yes, absolutely. Does he drive Islamophobia? Of course. Does it lead to violence? Of course.
I am going to do everything I can not to give this person what they want. I don't want to give too much information about their philosophy or their manifesto. I'm not going to give specifics, but in the manifesto, that is in the manifesto as well. I don't even like to quote a thing from the manifesto, but I want to read as few of his actual words as possible. But one thing certainly stands out.
The guy in his manifesto, 70-page manifesto that he released, talked about the invaders.
This guy used the language of an invasion. Donald Trump today, afterward, talked about an invasion at the southern border.
Talking about an invasion on the southern border, that is radicalizing people. He's part of the problem here.
But you can turn on your TV any night and see things on, for instance, Tucker Carlson. You have Steve King tweeting, "Diversity is not our strength," even on the gaming platform Steam.
You YouTube like how to tie a bow tie, and you're like 3 hops away from some InfoWars craziness. It's fun to kind of make fun of the QAnon people, but at the end of the day, it's a death cult.
One of my neighbors has a QAnon bumper sticker.
Really?
And so, what is he willing to do? I don't know. Where do you think the Muslim extremists come from? They're the right wing in the Muslim world. The Bible is filled to the rim with grotesque violence. So if you don't like that fact, take it out with God. We could do the same thing and say, the right wings, I guess they're all terrorists. I mean, that's what you guys say.
You don't have to go to some obscure corner of the internet. You can just sort of make your way through your day, watching TV at the gym or in an airport, and you will get white supremacist talking points beamed directly into your head.
But when it's a right-winger, they're like, oh, it's so predictable that they would blame the right wing. That's because he's a right-winger. Of course, internationally, they're mainly right-wing extremists as well. Every single act of extremist murder in this country, in the United States, was done by a right-wing extremist. Every murder committed by an extremist last year was by the right wing. Every murder in this country by an extremist last year was done by a right-winger. Every murder that in this country last year, now in New Zealand, is by right-wing extremists.
All extremist murders by right wing. Enter. All US extremist killings in 2018 had links to right-wing extremism. Click. According to a new report by the Anti-Defamation League's Center on Extremism. And this is the report by the ADL, the most scientific organization on the planet. Almost all of the 2018 extremist-related murders were committed by right-wing extremists, and it counts cell extremism 4% as right-wing, and domestic Islamic extremism too. Oh boy, what a coincidence! And it's talking about 50 people dead. Oh my god, such a big number. Oh, it's almost as many as 9/11. And although it's an increase from 2017, 37 people, wow, it's a decrease from 2016, 72 people, and 2015, 70 people. Oh, it's on the rise.
The head of the Anti-Defamation League went on TV today again to say, no, Donald Trump saying white supremacy is just a small group of people is not true. It's a global terror threat.
Kellyanne Conway is playing the role of damage control manager following the horrific shootings that took place in New Zealand.
She said, oh, people blaming Trump is predictable. Now, why do you think that is, Kellyanne? And then she later said, oh, he condemns hate and evil and bigotry. No, actually, he doesn't.
Racism is evil, and those who cause violence in its name are criminals and thugs.
That's super duper clear. This is not an open question. It's not a debate. It's not an open question. He says, oh, thoughts and prayers for New Zealand in general. We're looking out for New Zealand. No mention of Muslims. He is filled with bigotry. It's not a debate. Why am I animated about it? Because now cable news is having a debate.
Of course they are.
Where's the debate? It's not debate. You can say, you know what, I'm black. And his supporters would go on cable news and go, orange is the new black. And they'll have a debate. I swear to God, they'd have a debate on CNN.
100%.
Okay, and they'd be like, well, we got to hear out both sides. So does he have a personality disorder? My assessment is 100%. The guy's a psycho. He's a literal psycho. These guys, they're all monsters. Again, I can't stand that cable news has debates about this.
As long as Trump is in office, as long as we have people like this running the country and saying the things they say and doing the things they do, this type of behavior will continue happening.
And then they wonder, hey, I wonder how it got here.
Well, if you want to know why not ask a forensic psychiatrist?
We've had 20 years of mass murders, throughout which I have repeatedly told CNN and our other media, if you don't want to propagate more mass murders, don't start the story with sirens blaring.
Tonight, harrowing new details about that hate-filled terror attack on 2 mosques in New Zealand.
Don't have photographs of the killer.
The main suspect, blurred here under New Zealand law, but identified by US and Australian sources as 28-year-old Brenton Tarrant.
Don't make this 24/7 coverage.
The German Chancellor is about to give her reaction. We'll bring that to you live.
Do everything you can not to make the body count the lead story.
Killing 49 worshippers at the Al Noor Mosque and the Linwood Mosque.
Not to make the killer some kind of anti-hero.
A white supremacist perpetrated the most devastating mass shooting in New Zealand in literally decades.
Do localize this story to the affected community and make it as boring as possible in every other market. Because every time we have intense saturation coverage of a mass murder, we expect to see 1 or 2 more within a week.
But all these shooters wanting to be famous and be known for their manifestos, like the guy in Norway that she referenced. And part of the reason that he did the shooting was because we made the guy in Norway famous. All the media all across the world.